Hello and welcome to the show. A new update for BeamNG Drive has brought us a new vehicle to throw around the bajarama circuit and see how long it can survive, and that is the Hopper. This would be perhaps one of the most off-road orientated vehicles, with the possible exception of the Hell Jeep, to have gone around this course. However, off-road vehicles haven't always fared massively well here. The rally cars and some of the off-road variants have actually struggled quite considerably, often owing to rather more exposed wheels than the standard version, but they're also notoriously bouncy. We have issues with them hitting the landing of jumps and picking back up into the air, and that is a problem that I suspect we might have quite a lot of with this one. Now, I've gone for a mid-spec car. This one has got the inline 6. It is all-wheel drive, decent enough speed, certainly not the quickest vehicle that we've ever seen go in this series. That's the bouncing. Ooh, don't fall off the map, please, 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 please. Oh, bugger. That's not a great start, I will be honest. It's just skidded, as I sort of feared slightly. Could we get... Oh, god damn it. Could we just get off the edge of the map now? Thank you. Oh, see, we've dropped it on its side a little bit. I mean, I'm not sure what else I can do there. We're fine. We already took out... Oh, no, don't go that way. I forgot I had it in reverse. My bad. My bad. No, 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 no. Jeep. We need to go forward. Can we... Oh, there we go. Okay. We've dented the grill ever so slightly, me trying to rescue the bloody Jeep. Well, there we have that's a prime example of the bouncing being an issue. That did not have a particularly awkward landing, certainly not compared to a lot of vehicles that have gone in this series there. But as the suspension kind of compresses and everything, it pings it back up into the air, and that gives us a lot of problems on landings. Also, that is not quite quick enough to make it over there. Oh, this isn't going to go well. This isn't going to go well, is it at all? And, I mean, we haven't broken the radiator, amazingly, in all of that. There we go. Car is back over again onto its wheels. At the end of the day, when it's rolling on along the floor on its roof, well, you're not damaging anything imported. It can crush the roof up as much as it likes. Doesn't matter to me. Oh god, yeah, this is where we might have some bouncy issues, because I'm not really able to get on the power very well towards radiator springs, and then as we do take radiator springs, we've managed to land on our side. Fantastic. This thing, it literally just lands and then bounces. It just wants to twist. It just wants to have the... I've got to pay attention. I'm thinking it's the left-hand side that it's just diving into the floor on takeoff of every single jump. And I suspect that's only going to get worse. But again, radiator springs we got across with pretty much no damage, because it landed on its side and then just skidded along the floor on its side, damaging nothing important. Well, these ones here we're flying relatively straight on. We're going to jump on the brakes there to make sure that we can make this corner. Will the motocross section down here be the killer of the Hopper? Well, it's going to... Well, it is very aptly named, I'm going to be honest. This thing is the bounciest thing I've ever driven. Certainly on this series, this car is the bounciest. Whoa! It's just, what's that? There are some points for stunts, I think, in the Hopper, perhaps. It does some impressively bizarre things around here. It's holding up well, though. There has been no radiator damage. Are we going to be quick enough to do this? Come on! Come on, little SUV. No, it's bounced. It's that rear axle. It just, as soon as that hits the ground, it's bouncing, and there's so little that I can do about it. God damn it. You see, where I had the rally cars were very good across this section if you got it right. They were a little bit faster than this, and when they hit the ground, even though they would have been hitting it with a fair amount of force, the suspension dealt with it a little bit better. It dealt with it differently, I think. This is dealing with the bumps better, and the suspension is taking all the force. The rally cars would have clonked down, and the suspension took some of the force, couldn't take all of it, and at the end up, the rest of it kind of damaged the chassis, or bent the bodywork, and so on and so forth. But in doing that, because some of the impact was absorbed through the chassis and so on, it wasn't bouncing the car back up again, and the vehicle wasn't spending its time on its roof. I think our rear axle is shifted. Either that or the body is twisted on the whole body. I think that might actually be the entire axle is shifted to the right there at the back. We're not driving very straight anymore. We're pulling to the right a little bit. That's probably not so good in terms of survivability around this course. Come on, Jeep. Uh-oh, not this again. Brakes. Oh dear. Can we keep going with a rear-wheel drive. I guess we will just be rear-wheel drive. Okay. Well, that is one of the other quintessential problems with some of the off-roaders. The wheels do tend to be a little bit exposed. Of course, we're always hitting the ground with the wheels before we hit the ground with the bodywork, which means the wheels are always taking all of the force. The Caldera, the Daytona Caldera, the reason that survived so long is the massive overhang at the front was taking a huge amount of impacts. A huge amount of impacts were going through that before it damaged any of the important bits. Oh god, I don't want to scrape down the road on that side of the car. If we do, that might cause us some trouble. I mean, at the moment we've actually still... Oh, that's killed it. That has killed the steering. I've got nothing. I can go round in circles. That has... Oh, no, stop. Let's go the other way. Where are we going, Jeep? Take us on a merry adventure. Oh, well, that wasn't very creative, was it now? Nope, not very creative at all. Bugger. Yeah, the hopper only managed 2 laps. It came undone with the exact problems we have seen time and time again with off-road orientated vehicles in this series. In that it bounces so much on the landing of jumps that all it takes is to get one unlucky moment, and that is you done for. One unlucky moment, and that will cause a lot of trouble. We lost a wheel. I am surprised that slide along the ground tore the steering off there, considering we had been surviving quite a few sort of slides and bumps early on. I am surprised to have seen that lose a wheel, or lose the use of the steering in our remaining wheel. I thought that would hold on for a little while longer, but yeah, same old problem, just too bouncy for this particular course. Up next, we have got an ETK. Now, the modern ETKs have not done particularly well. They've got notoriously weak wheel axles. I did hear somewhere, I think it was a comment on a video at some point, saying that in one of the updates, these cars had got a bit stronger. So, we are going to find out if that is the case by having a K-Series take another attempt. This one, though, is all-wheel drive, which should potentially be a little bit advantageous. It's also a relatively high-spec one. We've got a decent, powerful engine. Oh, we've got a lot of oversteer. We set off from the launch. There should be plenty of speed in this one to make the likes of radiator springs. At the end of the day, if we can make it onto its second lap, none of the modern ETKs have made it onto lap 2. The I-Series, the older one, that has done it in a couple of different guises, in fact, that has made it. But none of the modern ones have. They have all gone out before the end of their opening lap, whether it be the K-Series, the 100 Series, or the S-Series. They have all died a death. So, will this be the first one? Ooh, okay, we're good. We're good. The good news is that didn't take a wheel off. That's promising. It didn't take a wheel off. It didn't actually bend anything in all of that. We're not quite as fast as I was hoping. I was thinking we'd be able to clear those. Apparently we can't. How is that suspension holding up? Seems okay for now. We seem like we are okay in terms of our survivability. Don't bounce, don't bounce. Yeah, that's where the hopper has so many issues. In a landing like that, the hopper would have bounced and rolled, and this doesn't do that. This doesn't do that because it's just clunking down on the chassis. Now, I'm going to have to go on the brakes here. Oh, that killed the... Really? That broke the radiator? Thanks for that. Yeah, I have to go on the brakes. The angle that I was going at there, which gets into all sorts of problems. We'll lose control of it going over the top towards radiator springs. That's a very, very big slide from the K-Series. I'm not sure how we broke the radiator in all of that. I guess perhaps as we were diving under brakes, we got some... got into... Ooh. Yeah, I guess as you go on the brakes to the front of the car, we'll dive, and I guess we just sort of clip the bottom of the radiator or something. We do have to be a little bit careful. While this isn't as fast as I was perhaps expecting at that particular point in time, I do think we will be able to escape the circuit relatively easy with this car if it gets up to its full speed. Now we're just going to do the punish. This is what really hurts the ETKs down here. This isn't good for the... Oh, we've lost front drive. See what I mean? We've lost... So we're now a rear-wheel drive ETK. That's never good. That's never a thing you want to see, because we've now got no traction either. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Bad. Behave yourself, car. Oh, it's crunching on the front. It's never pleasant. Oh. What happened there? Did we just get... I wonder if the turbos just kicked in and we got spun around as I went to do... Something's very weird going on with my car. Ah, okay, so the rear left. The rear left is causing no end of issues because it's twisted, and that's what's pulling us around. That would explain some of that then. Oh, we might make it just about. Oh, no. Don't say anything now. Hold on. Wait, hold that thought. Don't contemplate anything. Just focus on driving car around another corner. Don't spin, you muppet. Come on. Come on, K-Series. Come on. We can do it. We can do it. It's just one more jump. One more jump. Well, they're kind of two jumps. There's that little bit there. There's not even really a jump anymore. You're too broken to really get much airtime. It's on to a second lap, and it's going to celebrate by spinning again. Now, I've driven cars in all sorts of conditions in this series. The way that the back of this is twisted does not look that major, not in comparison to a lot of cars I've driven, but this is horrendous to drive. It's absolutely awful. So, I mean, that's an award of sorts, I think, for the K-Series. It's managed to be the worst driving car with, certainly visual-wise, some of the lesser amount of damage. I mean, you saw the flappy wheels per Zima, for example. Okay, it wasn't the driven wheels that were flapping about and so on, but there's been all sorts of cars in horrendous condition, and this thing here is driving god-awfully at the moment. I am struggling to put power down out of these corners for fear of spinning the car, and that is likely to give us issues with places like that. I mean, well, we rolled over. we have rolled the K-Series. At the end of the day, not the worst thing that could happen to the car. It was a relatively low speed roll. I do worry about getting across Radiator Springs. That is a concern. The temperature is getting quite high as well. No, stop spinning, stop spinning, stop spinning. Yep. Yeah, the temperature, it's not going to be too long. If we make it across Radiator Springs for a second time, I'd be surprised. Oh, we're really struggling in terms of the power department now. We're having issues putting the power down. I think everything is just so twisted at the back. I mean, it has survived further, let's face it. We are contemplating Radiator Springs for a second time, which is a first for a modern ETK. However, I don't think we're going to make it across Radiator Springs, and I think that this probably will kill it. Ooh, surprisingly, it didn't. Very surprised, in fact. Although, has it broken that wheel anymore? Possibly. I mean, the coolant is now starting to overheat. The engine, well, maybe it'll hold on. Maybe it'll hold on for its third lap. I mean, amusingly, we've gone further than the Hopper did. An ETK has gone further than the Hopper. That is a strange turn of events for that one. Yeah, it's not going to be long. It's not going to be long. And even if the engine wasn't about to overheat, I mean, we might actually still... Oh, we might actually still kill it through other means. I've just seen the damage that that did to the back of the car as we went across that bump. Are we even going to be drivable anymore? Because that's now bent the other rear wheel at a silly angle. Oh god, yeah, okay, so the entire back of the car is completely collapsed. It's just all gone. That's all rubbish. The front suspension has actually held up relatively well. That's kind of less important now. And to be fair, we have actually driven a very, very long way for it having just three wheels. It's, I say three wheels, control of three wheels, because that front right has long gone over there. Well, I am surprised it has survived this long, and I'm surprised it is still going after that roll. We have kind of got to a point now where we're not going massively fast, so we're not actually doing a huge amount of damage in terms of these landing of the jumps, which is kind of helping it survive that little bit further. It's probably going to survive up until the point where the engine gives up. Or I say up until the point the engine gives up until the engine overheats and melts itself, is probably going to be what kills his car. Now, could we really make it on to a third lap with the K-Series? Oh, again, landing on that front left is okay, because that's already snapped. If we can avoid landing on the front right, that would be good. It's the horrible noise of a dying engine. Come on! Come on! Make it across... Not there. Okay, that's fine. Don't make it across there then. Oh god, it might actually beach itself before the engine dies. No, that's the engine gone. It's dead. It's done for. Surprisingly, and quite amazingly, it is overheating technically that's got it. A lot of damage caused to the wheel axles. They did hold together just. We lost steering for a large part of that, which is, yeah, not bad going at all. Not bad going at all, actually, to have lost steering and carried on for so long. Huge damage to the rear wheel axles and sort of rear, well, just in general suspension as well, collapsed. However, it kept going. It did keep going, and it is almost onto a third lap. That is not too shabby whatsoever for the K Series. I mean, still a long way down on some of the other vehicles. However, yeah, definite marked improvement, it seems. And our final vehicle for today is another spec for the Caldera. If you've seen the latest Fast and Furious film, you'll know exactly where this vehicle is inspired from. Now, the Caldera does currently lead our series with the Daytona version. The standard car also has fared very well around this course. So, our ice racer here has quite a lot to live up to. Although I don't really expect it to do quite as well. It has got plenty of speed, yes, but we don't have all the excess bodywork that we had on the Daytona, which means the radiator much more likely to take damage. We've also got much lower, and by the looks of it, much stiffer suspension, much less compliant when it comes to dealing with these bumps. So yeah, I don't expect this to perhaps quite challenge the 4 laps. Oh, bloody hell, there's of course a lot of speed. An awful lot of speed to get across these jumps can be very, very helpful in terms of survivability, especially if things like here, radiator springs and so on. Oh, I don't actually want to be, I wanted to be in second, but never mind. First gear was doing the job up there. I could already tell how badly damaged the suspension is getting because the wheels are now all beginning to phase through the fenders a little bit. Oh, that was stupid. That was me forgetting just how absurdly fast the car is. Try and catch it before it goes off the map. Yeah, we can't be flat out across all the jumps because we will actually send it soaring off the map. We've just caught that one in time. But, yeah, it is one of those cars, much like the drag cars and so on, that will go quick enough just to soar off the map. Oh, we've got the overhang at the back, which is okay, but the collisions with the back, the biggest fear is setting the fuel tank off, as I'm assuming it's still relatively exposed in this. That caused many issues for the Daytona, losing the fuel tank or setting the fuel tank on fire that set the entire car on fire and burns out the tyres. That's another possible way for this to be going out as we're going to go clear these next jumps. I think that the bigger problems are going to come from either a snapped front wheel or snapped rear wheel at the end of the day. I don't know what diff this has got in, whether it's got a diff in it that would be capable of driving the car around having lost a rear wheel. I don't think we've actually had any of the cars that I have used in this series have been able to do that, with the exception of the Legrand's. Oh, there goes the radiator. Yeah, unlike the Daytona, we're not going to be able to make it without setting the radiator off. Yeah, was it the I think it was the Legrand's that had the diff that would allow me to drive. That was with one front wheel that they got around for a little. I was a Legrand in the Soylad that's based on a Legrand that had the diffs to make it. Oh, there goes the fuel tank, and that's a very unusual. Oh, and there it goes. That's a very unusual place for the fuel tank to go, because that was the fuel tank rupturing from me hitting the front of the car. Well, Fireball Mark III is on the go here. Will it survive as long as the Daytona? I highly doubt it. Quite frankly, I very, very highly doubt this will make it that far, because already the suspension's basically given up. And all it is going to take, especially when the fire gets the rear tyres, we're going to have no speed. And all it will take is get to radiator springs, not clear it, smack the front up, and we'll lose a wheel. I think that's what's going to kill this car in the end. I think that's going to be the death of the ice racing Caldera. We'll have to wait and see, though, as it will take a little while for the fire to come into full effect. Now, we might end up killing it before then, or we might make it safely up until that point if we've still got the speed. We have still got the speed. I'm amazed we've still got the... Now, that would be a collision that I would expect to rupture a fuel tank, I'll be honest. We have still got the speed to make it across these jumps, which is good. Did that... Oh, okay, we've got steering issues now. That's not going to help matters, really. We're basically just landing on the middle of the chassis at the moment. Again, drive shaft, I don't know how much punishment that drive shaft is going to take. We were thankfully lined up well enough for that. Come on, get down on the ground. Oh, we're fine. We are just about fine across there. Right. Well, we've got some more. We've got some more driving to be doing to try and keep this thing alive through. I do think the motocross sections are still going to be its biggest fear. We've even with issues with our steering, even with fire and so on, we've still got plenty of speed. We've still got plenty of acceleration for now. When we lose those rear tyres, that speed is going to go away very quickly, and then we're going to hit everything. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, there it goes. There. As if on cue, we have lost all of our speed. Now, it does mean that our impacts across the motocross section is actually going to be a little bit less, because I really can't get up any speed whatsoever. However, things like radiator springs, things like that first of the big jumps are just going to be painful now, because we will hit them head on. Don't you just love a good drivable fireball? It's just the best thing. Oh, bugger. We're going exploring. Come on, car, we can get around. I mean, first gear is going to be wheel spin. Second gear is going to be a lot of wheel spin, but maybe a little bit more movement. That's kind of why I'm sticking it with second. Second just seems to work. Third, we're not really going fast enough at the moment to really require third. I wonder if third will be better in terms of traction. Possibly. No, there's no go at all in third, so we've got to find a nice... There's a nice bit of fire left by me on the back straight there. Oh, that steering hurt. That steering very hurt. I don't know whether we can recover from that. Can we keep going? That is the question here. We have only lost one wheel. We've lost the front left. And oh, don't drive me that way. We've lost the front left. Now, so far, that makes every single vehicle in this series, or not in this series, in this episode, to have lost a wheel at some point. The K-Series carried on for a while. I mean, we are on to our third lap here, as flames are engulfing the Caldera. I can't turn it. I can't... Oh, there we go. Tyres are gone at the front now. That might make my life easier, possibly. No. I can't steer it. I know, if we can get it around the back of this hay bale, I will allow it to carry on. If we can get it back on the course, though, if we can't get it back on the course, that will be a failure due to steering. I don't think I can. It's stuck on the hill here. We can't steer it enough. That's done. That is off the course. I cannot get it back on. I won't be able to make it onto that road. It's an almost identical failure in many ways to the Moonhawk. Very, very similar place. The Moonhawk went out after the fire, took all of its tyres out, and it just couldn't turn it in the end. This one admittedly was hindered by the loss of a wheel. That front left damage. We just got wheel spinners. We're trying to cross a jump and it twisted us as we took off, landed on the front left, and snap. So... yeah, that certainly didn't help matters. It is another fireball, though. We've had a few fireballs going around this course. The Ice Racer Caldera, I'm amazed it survived as long as it did. I'll be honest, I really did think that this thing would go out with suspension damage a lot quicker because, I mean, it's just ruined. The suspension, the drive shaft held up very, very well. The chassis took a lot of beating. In fact, the chassis is still in relatively decent shape. Vaguely the shape that it started in, but... fire, loss of tyres, damaged steering. Yeah, that's not going to be making it any further around the bajarama course. So it is on to the results table. It's not a bad showing from the Ice Racer Caldera into 20th place, fractionally further down the road in the Moonhawk. Those two cars suffering a very, very similar fate indeed. Can't quite beat the Sunburst or the D-Series. Certainly a spectacular fireball. And yeah, a real surprise that the suspension and steering held on for as long as it did, because that collapsed pretty damn quick. Also, great showing from the K-Series up into 26th place. While, yes, you know, it still didn't make it onto its third lap, for the ETK's current track record, that is a massive improvement. Admittedly, yeah, helped all-wheel drive, helped by being powerful enough to clear the jumps, but still, they held it a lot better than the cars of old. We'd have to go a little bit further down to find the Hopper, in fact, quite a lot further down. It is in 46th place with that wheel failure. And yeah, it was quite unlucky on my run, but it's the problem we're seeing time and time again with the off-road vehicles. The bouncing causes it no end of problems. It beats the Soilad, beats the Bolide, beats the Diesel Covet and so on, loses out to the Slam D series. Even the Delta 88 went further than it. And yeah, it's the unpredictability of a bouncing car that is a real problem on this course. I did, after filming this, go and run it around a couple more times. I managed to kill it on the first jump. On one of those, and another one, it lasted for some 3.5 laps. It's, yeah, all it takes is one awkward bounce, and that car is in a lot of trouble, and you can't necessarily control, you can't help when it happens to have that awkward bounce. So, yeah, a relatively fair result for the hopper there. That, though, is going to be it for this video. As ever, I shall link all the mods I've used in the description, so you can download them, have a go with them yourself. That's going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.